Yo, hey there everyone. It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with another part of What If Izuku Was the Dragon Blood Prince? This is, part 3. In the last part, I went over, Izuku's training to gain back the packs of all of his dragons that wish to test him to see if even though has a new body and a new soul and a new personality in life, they want to see if their king, their former pack bearer, is still in there. As each test, Izuku was able to pass. Some of the tests were quite a bit dangerous, while some, let's just say they weren't going easy on them one bit. But the dragons did want to make sure that Izuku, or rather their king, is still up to snuff, with even Izuku wanting to live up to their expectations of him. He wished to make sure that all the things that they have done to help him to achieve his dream is capable. With now, he prepares his training for UA. So with that said, let's get into this, shall we guys? All men are not created equal. That is a realization I found out when I was only 4 to 5 years old, because I was born quirkless all those many years ago. However, now Izuku realized that he is above everyone else now as well, that he is connected to a world beyond this world, a world with creatures that control almost the nature itself, the elements itself that make up the very world he lives in. He was once known as the Dragon Blood Prince in his past life, and now he has regained that power, regained that strength, and stands above all. However, but given that he is still that prince, that king, he still believes that the power he holds is only to protect others and save lives, not used to be misused, not one bit, not to show off, not to be arrogant, and not to be, someone that he doesn't see as his equal, such as his former childhood friend Katsuki Bakugo, who, ever since awakened his powers, still continues to look down on Izuku. Izuku still sees Bakugo as a friend, but not as the childhood friend that he admired. Thanks to his dragons, especially the 5 great wyverns, they basically helped him realize that Katsuki Bakugo was never truly his friend. Not a true real friend. A real friend wouldn't abandon them. A real friend wouldn't just start acting like a complete and total arrogant bastard because he got a quirk. A real friend wouldn't constantly beat on a quirkless kid for trying to achieve his dream. Because of that, Izuku began seeing Bakugo as, that of an acquaintance and a family friend. Only like that, not a true friend like he once thought of him. Also, he realized that the friendship he had with Bakugo was truly unhealthy. What he thought was a friendship was that of Stockholm Syndrome, that Bakugo made Izuku believe that the only person that he needed in his life, the only person that he truly needed to prove himself and believe that he deserved to know who he is only him and him alone. But knowing on who he is, on who he once was, and on the people who have supported him, both human, non-human, and dragon alike, helped him. Now he knows what true friendship, what real friendship is. And because of that, and since then, Izuku has never seen Bakugo as a rival, a friend, or even an equal in any way. But he still believes in his dream, still believes that the person that he once saw as a friend could still become a great hero, just not the hero he once thought of anymore. As with Izuku soon getting out of his, daydreaming, he soon realized that class at school has now ended, as he remembers seeing the video on Mount Lady on his way here to school, as he wants to compare notes about her quirk and how popular the new upcoming hero is going to become, possibly in a year or so. Not only that, given that she is a hero that is able to grow her size, he also began to realize that, since dragons can also grow their size to that of human or the size of basically a skyscraper, he now thinks that he could possibly learn something while transforming into the humanoid dragons, such as, Raimiel, Cerberus, Konoha Sakuya, and Prometheus as well. With soon, Izuku puts his phone up and then puts his hero notebook for the future, number 13, in his bag. With soon, he realized somebody was about to grab his notebook before he slapped the hand out from his bag, before putting his bag on his back, saying, "Can I help you, Kachan?" With soon Bakugo saying, "You damn nerd, what gives you the right to?" I'm gonna stop you right there before you go on a damn rant like always. You were planning on grabbing my personal belongings. How would you like it if I grabbed your stuff from your bag and without your permission as well? How would that feel? Saying, "Like the hell I'll let you do that, you damn nerd." Exactly. That's exactly what I did to you. With soon Bakugo saying, "Why you?" Within one of his lackeys saying, "Hey, what makes you think you could talk to Bakugo like that, you quirkless loser?" With saying, and just when we were about to also basically give you some advice from going to UA, with saying, like I need your advice. Now, move. Then soon, none of them began moving, with Bakugo saying, "You've gotten too big-headed. You know that, right, Deku?" Saying, "No, I haven't. I've just been acting normally." Saying, "Normally my ass. Like somebody like you, a worthless piece of shit, quirkless nerd like you, needs to remember his place." My place, huh? I don't think that matters. And seeing that you're not going to let me go, with soon he heads to the windows. Soon he opens up the window. Then he gets on to the edge. With soon both Bakugo's lackeys saying, "Wait, hold up! What the heck do you think you're doing? Hey, damn nerd! What the hell? Get down there before." Within Bakugo saying, "Is he seriously going to?" Within Izuku jumps out of the window. Both the lackeys were caught off guard and began screaming, "What the hell?" Then Bakugo's eyes widening as he rushes towards the window and then looks down, saying, soon he looks as he sees Izuku basically walking to the gates, then saying, "How? We're on the damn 3rd floor. How the hell did he?" Soon Izuku has that of wind coming down from his feet, as it being the aftermath of him using wind magic to keep himself from falling. Soon him sighing, saying, so uncivilized. Then he sees a familiar face waiting at the gates, as it being that of Zodiac, as he's in his human form as well, with the dark skin and white hair, wearing that of a black trench coat, saying, "Seriously? You do know it's the summertime, right, Zodiac?" saying, "Forgive me, your majesty, but these human clothing does not affect dragons such as myself, being that of the great wyvern dragon of darkness. The light does not affect me as much, unless it's light magic though, right?" With soon saying, "That is the truth. Now, we must head, it's time for us to head back home. You still have training in 10 months before UA begins. Isn't that right?" Saying, "Yes. There are a couple of dragon forms I need to work with for the time being, and hopefully, and given that I now know about a new upcoming hero that came out today, named Mount Lady, I should be able to have at least a lot more experience to work with right now." With soon, Zoriark saying, I see. Now, heroes nowadays, they may not know that their quirks originally came from that of magic, of the remaining essence of magic. However, they are quite unique in their own way and right. With soon, Izuku saying, "Yeah, that is true. There are so many quirks that come in shapes and sizes, from mutations, transform, and emitter type quirks. So many of them. Not only that, with so many pros out there too, it's not that hard for me to incorporate, well, some of their quirks and fighting style into dragon techniques." With then soon Zoriark saying, "Agreed. Also, I hope you enjoy the time that you have. The 10 months will also give you time for you and your rifle training." With then Izuku basically scrunched up for a bit, saying, "Yeah, you do know I'm not good using guns, right? And I don't even like them that much." Saying, "The more you put it off, the more that you'll lack in combat. You may be good with that of swords, katanas, axes, and spears, but you also lack in that of staffs and that of healing rods as well. And I can tell your archery has started to get better, but you can still improve. There's nothing wrong with using other variety of weapons." Saying, I know, but I feel like using a gun just feels like a coward's way. That's all." With then saying, "It's justified. Your old self used to say that as well, when the idea of using firearms in your army came up, with only a few soldiers and warriors deciding to use them, with everybody else continuing using the same weapon that they've always have." But then Izuku saying, "Yeah, I guess you're right, Zoriark. Also, something that's kind of caught me off guard a little bit, with then the dark wyvern dragon saying, what is it?" Saying, "I thought Mim would be coming to see me at school." Saying, "I figured as much. That would come up for you, wouldn't it?" Well, to be fair, she did wish to, meet you here at your, place of home of education. However, with then back at Izuku's apartment, with soon, Mim is basically tied up on the couch saying, "Please let me go and see my darling." With then Midgar Soren and also that of Jupiter are currently in the dining room kitchen, with soon saying, "Not happening. The moment you go there, you're just going to embarrass him." With soon Midgar and Soren saying, "This is for your own good." Izuku started to grow more and more confident for himself. You going there to embarrass himself, saying that he is your fated, destined, beloved husband, it's just going to make things weird. Also, physically, you're that of a mid-20-year-old woman. If you go to that of a school filled with that of, teenagers, especially hormonal teenagers, saying that you are our king's wife, then what do you think is going to happen to him? It's bad enough that the world still sees him as quirkless. It's just going to make things even worse for him. With soon men's basically having that of tears going down, basically anime tears, saying, but why can't I still want to see my darling though? With soon Jupiter saying, no matter the era, some things never change, don't they? Saying, I agree. You're still annoying. Saying, seriously, what the hell? With then back with Izuku and Zoroark saying, yeah, I could see that. Honestly, Midgensor was totally right to tying her up. Wait, what rope did you use to tie her? Saying, you don't want to know, Your Majesty. With saying, okay, I'll leave that be. As they soon take the same passageway. However, given that, well, Izuku and Zoroark was able to leave school early without, well, Bakugo basically trying to threaten him to not go to UA, and also having to fish out his hero notebook and feeling sulking for himself. They basically passed the time that the sledge villain would have came out and tried to use Izuku as a meat shield or attack Zoroark as well. With that, soon, the sledge villain continues running and running before All Might catches him, as always, and gives him the justice he deserves. With that, the sledge villain incident is basically, well, non-existent. As for Izuku, he continues his training and continues getting used to his shape-shifting abilities of being a dragon blood pack bearer. As again, he's able to transform into them. However, due to the influx of power of being a, well, massive dragon, a power of pure nature, energy, and magic itself, well, his body may have acclimated to that of the five great wyvern dragons. However, all the other dragons, who are just as powerful or possibly even more powerful, unless the five dragons go into their primal form, he still has a hard time trying to get the hang of. However, even so, the training still continues. Even him learning how to use that of his human weapons, such as his swords, katanas, spears, and the others as well. With even getting lessons on how to use that of staff magic as well, and also magic to heal too. Personally, he's mostly taking more of his time to learning how to use magic to heal people, given that healing magic would be useful in a rescue situation, and hopefully that he'll have enough mana or enough energy to use it more often than just a couple of short bursts. With then soon he began getting the handle of using healing magic more often than normal, but soon saying, well, that takes care of that. Now I'm able to even heal my own wounds. If I keep this up, I'll be on the same level as CL. With then soon his eyes begin to widen before a single tear comes down the left side of his face, saying, CL, why did I remember that name? Or, matter of fact, who is she? With then soon Mercury, who was overseeing Izuku's magic training, saying, CL, she was in charge of this castle and one of your most trusted companions. With soon looking at the wyvern dragon in her human form, with soon saying, Mercury, so why? With soon Mercury began getting a rundown on Izuku during his time as the king of New Alberia and his most trusted comrades. these forgotten, empty halls, that this place was more than just a regular castle for soldiers. It was a home. It was a place where people from all walks of life used to thrive, have fun, go on crazy adventures, and just be themselves. Even while going through war, people were still them. So many great lives all were in this place. Part of Izuku can feel it, but he can't remember it. He can feel the emotions, the raw events that happen in these halls, but he can't remember them. No matter how much he tries to force the memories out, he just can't. And it frustrates him. It makes the Green Net feel like he's betraying, like he can't remember those who gave their lives for his past life. Within the months have now gone by as Izuku continues his training. At Aldera, let's just say people continue trying to bully the Green Net. However, their attempts are always cut short, given that Izuku is able to avoid them pretty easily and doesn't really care about their, idle threats or attempts to constantly try to bully him. And given that the Sledge Villain event doesn't happen, Bakugo continues trying to strong wall his way into threatening Izuku from going into UA. However, Izuku is always prepared for stuff like this and is able to dodge every encounter he has with Bakugo that isn't in class. And given that Bakugo can't risk him getting expelled or getting in trouble, given that he doesn't want it to impede on his, mission to get into UA, he knows that he needs to play nice, for the time being at least, with Soon. As for many of the dragons, they continue, improving themselves while Izuku is trying to improve him, with a few of the dragons actually sparring with one another. Realize since they have been dormant and been waiting for their king to return, they have been, slacking on their own training. Some of them have, at least. Joan the Arc, AC-011 Garland, Shinobi, Gilgamesh, and the embodiment of the dragons as a whole, being Carthonius, who also gets everyone into shape, all the other dragons to improve themselves for Izuku, as if they don't wish for a weak pack bearer, then they should also know that their pack bearer wouldn't wish for weak dragons as well, as their training is somewhat, intense. But even so, they all continue to improve themselves. And Izuku does find out about this and is really appreciates all their hard work, as he'll also continue to prove himself as well of their trust and determination as what too. However, Izuku still feels somewhat, still a little bit hanging over the fact that he still can't remember all of his companions, the ones who fought for him. With Chthonius was able to notice this. Within soon, Ziggar also realizes, saying, "So, you've noticed too, have you?" Chthonius saying, "How can I not? I am the essence of all five of the great wyverns merged into one. All of your essences creating me." With soon Bernhilder saying, "It's really overwhelming. He's really trying his best to remember them, but he can't. It's not like he's suffering in his training because of it, but it still hurts knowing that he can't remember all of them. With then Midgensor saying, then it's up to us to help him remind him of his companions. Possibly, maybe, just maybe, their souls could reach out to him. With then Jupiter saying, easier said than done, oh Windy. Besides, all of his companions have been dead for literally centuries. You really expect a bunch of random ass souls and people are going to just come back and help out their once former king? Doubtful. With then Mercury saying, we've seen crazier, and we've realized things that have never been done before. However, they have been by the same boy that we have been training. With soon, all 5, or rather 6 of the great wyverns look at Izuku, continually training as he tries to pick up a new sword from the old blacksmith workshop on the castle grounds. With soon Midgensor saying, possibly, if it's possible, maybe, just maybe, we could use our powers to bring back at least a few souls beyond the grave. We can't give them back their bodies, but at least maybe with their souls we'll be able to help Izuku realize the people who helped him in the past. Within, Brunhilde saying, I agree. Besides, seeing Elysian again would be so great. Same thing goes for CL too, given how much that she and I were so close. With then Jupiter saying, of course, girl talk as always. But whatever. If we can help out the kid, get those memories back, then so be it. But don't we know that it's going to take time? With Mercury saying, I hate to agree with Jupiter, but he's right. It will take time before we have enough power to at least resurrect at least a couple souls. Midgensor. With soon Midgensor saying, I understand. With that, it may take 10 months. The same time that Izuku will be taking the entrance exam. So, all of you, we need to prepare. With soon, each of them all nod as Izuku's training continues. Izuku has now gotten a lot more stronger. He's even got a lot more, proficient with other weapons in his arsenal. With getting a lot more better with bows, staffs, healing rods, and even gotten a lot better with using spears and axes at the same time. Same thing goes for using swords and katanas at the same time as well. Executing new combos to use with his magical elements. Not only that, his shape-shifting transformations have also improved as well. He was also told that there is an ability that the Dragon Blood Prince, or the power to transform shapeshift switch. Basically, he can switch to other dragons while in dragon form, without having to de-transform and have to switch to another pact while in human form. He can do that while mid-transformed. However, Izuku still hasn't figured that out yet. Hopefully, once he gets into UA, he should be able to do something like that in the future. But until then, his time on recovering his dragon powers has now decreased, as it took him at least about an hour and 30 minutes to get his powers. While also training, it took also 30 minutes for him to transform back. Now, he's actually now able to transform back after at least around 15 minutes. Still pretty long, but better than nothing, to be honest. Personally, he doesn't want to rely too much on the power of the dragons to get any higher. Only relies on their power if it truly calls for it, such as facing against a threat that's beyond his level. That's the true reason behind the power of the dragons for Izuku. He still wishes to become a hero with his own strength and his own power. And because of that, he's now reached UA High, as he's now in front of the massive gate in front of the H-shape hero school, saying, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. But even so, I've worked my butt off. Everyone's worked their butt off to reach this point. With soon, he was again stepping into the school and walking to the entrance, before soon hearing somebody screaming out, "You can do it, darling! I believe in you! I know you got this! We're all rooting for you back at home!" With Izuku's ears alongside his entire face basically going completely and utterly red, saying, "Mim, I appreciate the agreement, but did you seriously have to scream out darling in front of everybody?" With soon everybody begins looking at the female great wyvern dragon of fire in her human form, as she continues jumping around and hoping to get Izuku's attention, with Izuku basically rising, putting his fist in the air and then putting up a thumbs up, as she takes that as confirmation that he's accepted her cheering and words of encouragement, with soon Mim nodding as she's heading back home too, waiting for the arrival and him passing the entrance exam. Within a few of the participants saying, "Seriously? A guy like him has a hottie like her as a girlfriend?" Saying, "Ugh. And she looks older too. Wait, is it possible that she's just seducing him?" Saying, "Might be. But a plain looking guy like him wouldn't get a hot woman like her. It's just no way." With Izuku sighing, saying, "This is gonna be a wreck on my nerves. And yet, even though I gain more confidence in myself, when it comes to Mim, things never work out. How did I end up falling for somebody like her again?" With soon him shaking his head, saying, "No, I don't need to be thinking negative. Everyone, just as Mim said, everybody is cheering me on. Mom, Migansor, Zorak, Jupiter, Mercury, and all the other dragons. They're all rooting for me. And I got to do this. I'm going to become a hero. And if the others could see me now as well, they're definitely cheering me on. I won't let you guys down. I promise." With soon saying, "Wait, the others? But I was just talking about the dragons. Who are..." "No, don't let it get to you. I got this." As Izuku walks into UA, with soon, as everybody else continues walking, certain orbs of light soon appear. However, nobody else can see them. With tons, nay, hundreds of orbs soon appear. It seems like they're all conversing with each other. With a certain 7 of them actually in front, with saying, "It looks like Our Majesty may have had a rough life growing up, but he's now finally realized who he truly is." With another one saying, the kid never realized on when to give up. Even as a sad sack as he is now, it's still him, still moving forward towards his goal." Saying, "Hey, it's my best buddy, of course. Of course he's going to keep on moving forward, no matter what." And just like Lady Mim did, we also gotta root for him too, saying great words of encouragement, but we can't really say anything or do anything to, well, cheer up our Lord. After all we can do is just wait and see what happens. With then another one saying, even so, my brother, he'll definitely pass. He'll definitely make his dream a reality. With soon the last soul saying, Your Majesty, I'm rooting for you. Truly I am. I believe you'll make it just as you've always done before. But soon, each of the small orbs began taking human form, but still unable to see, as they all being the soldiers, the warriors that fought, the heroes of New Alberia. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. Also, I've been thinking, should I add the adventurers that I was able to get in my playthrough and gacha rolls of Dragalia Lost? I mean, there are tons of, well, adventurers I want to include into the story to add, but not fight alongside Izuku, no matter how much I want to. But that will make him basically have his own private army, and I don't want to do that. But I want this to continue focusing only on Izuku and his bond with the dragons. That's it. But having the human adventurer companions as that of possibly teachers and that of support and as mentors for Izuku, now that would be better if you guys think. I'll probably make a poll on my community tab asking if I should do this. So look forward to that, guys. Also, please hit that, subscribe button and that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos as well when I upload. Also, down below, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, and Patreon. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leomoki, signing out. Later, guys. And Shiro Kitsune, finish it off, my lovely girl.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell. And check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!